Have you ever proposed and been rejected brutally? I spent 3 years with Kayla and figured she was the one. She wasn't flashy or dramatic like my ex-girlfriends. She was calm, kind of shy, and hated any kind of public attention. That's what I loved about her. She'd get embarrassed if I even held her hand in front of people. So when I decided to propose, I made it super low-key. No big restaurant scene or flash mob or anything crazy like that. Just a picnic by the lake where we had our first date. Brought sandwiches, some wine, the simple ring I'd saved up for months to buy. No photographers, no family hiding in the bushes, just us. I got down on one knee right as the sun was setting. My hands were shaking so bad I almost dropped the ring, but I managed to get the words out. She looked shocked for a second, then started crying. Happy tears, I thought. She said yes, quiet and soft like everything else about her, but definitely yes. We went home that night and she cooked dinner like nothing had happened. We watched some Netflix show. She even wore the ring to bed. I kept staring at it on her finger, thinking how lucky I was. The next morning, I woke up alone. That wasn't weird since she always got up early for work. But when I went to brush my teeth, her toothbrush was gone. I opened her dresser drawer. Empty. Checked the closet. Half the hangers were bare. Even her Netflix account was signed out of our TV. I thought maybe there was some family emergency. Called her phone straight to voicemail. Texted her like 20 times. Drove to the clinic where she worked as a receptionist. Her coworker Amy said she'd called in sick. But Amy looked weird when she said it, like she was lying. For 3 days I was going crazy. Called her mom, her sister, even drove by her old apartment thinking maybe she went back there. Nothing. Then I got a text that made my stomach drop. You didn't do anything wrong, Ryan, but I had to say yes to avoid the drama. I didn't want to make a scene at the lake. Sorry. I read it like 10 times before it sank in. She'd been planning this. She let me propose knowing she was going to disappear. She said yes just so she wouldn't have to deal with my reaction in the moment. The worst part was, everyone had already congratulated me. My mom had literally ordered us an engagement cake from the fancy bakery downtown. My buddy Tyler posted a photo of the ring on Instagram before I could stop him. I had to call everyone and explain that my fiancé of one day had vanished. I felt like such an idiot, but then I got mad. Really mad. She could have just talked to me. We could have broken up like normal people. Instead, she made me look like a complete fool. So I did something I probably shouldn't have done. I drove 2 hours to her mom's house in Springfield. Mrs. Collins had always liked me. She didn't even know we'd broken up when I knocked on her door. I showed her the text. She went completely silent for like 5 minutes, just staring at her phone. Then she told me something that made everything worse. This wasn't the first time. Kayla had done this exact same thing to her last boyfriend. Guy named Brandon who'd proposed to her 2 years before she met me. Same deal. She said yes, disappeared the next day, started over somewhere new. Even changed her social media handles and everything. Mrs. Collins said Kayla had this thing where she couldn't handle confrontation or explaining herself. So she'd just run. New job, new apartment, new life. She'd done it in high school too when things got complicated with friends or boyfriends. I sat in that kitchen feeling like my entire relationship had been fake. 3 years of my life with someone who saw me as just another phase to get through. But here's the part that really messed me up. Kayla didn't block me on anything. Weeks later, I noticed someone with a blank profile picture was watching all my Instagram stories. Every single one. The story where I sold the ring to help pay for the therapy I needed after this whole thing. The story where I finally told people what really happened. Even the story where I went on my first date with someone new. I knew it was her. Had to be. She was watching me move on from whatever secret account she'd made. Maybe she felt guilty. Maybe she was just curious. Maybe she missed me. But she never reached out. Never explained. Never apologized for real. Just watched my life keep going without her from the shadows like some kind of ghost.